If you're out there selling loans, you would know right away that they're rebounding as we speak. And they've gone up over the last few weeks in between a half to 1 point. I'm seeing 106 bids on full coupon 10 years, and that's a very nice improvement.
We are with Bill McGoy, Executive Vice President of Excel National Bank, who's going to be one of our panelists on what I call Secondary Market 1. Bill, I understand you're an expert in FASB. Give us just a quick overview of what you're going to be talking about.
I'm going to be talking a little bit about the changes that FASB is making, primarily the new staff positions that have come out in April in regards to the fair value accounting, and specifically talk about how those loosening requirements may or may not impact the accounting for SBA servicing and for the gain on sale.
Today I'm talking to Scott Gabehart, who is a business evaluator for SBA lenders. Scott, you're out of Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome to today's program. Tell us what you do.
Well, as you mentioned, I am a certified business appraiser, and I specialize in what you might refer to as transaction-based appraisals, primarily related to SBA change of ownership loans. The general requirements for becoming a certified business appraiser within one of the 4 accepted organizations as per the SBA include a 4-year college degree, approximately 90 classroom hours of education, submission of sample appraisal reports that are peer-reviewed, passing of a comprehensive examination, and then continuing education after the certification is granted. Probably one of the more advantageous aspects of my career involves approximately 8 years working as a business broker, which, of course, put me in the middle of literally hundreds of deals, business acquisitions, and naturally the SBA change of ownership loans revolve around precisely that situation. After the 8 years of business brokerage, I switched gears to become a certified business appraiser in 2000. So I'm in my 9th year.
You know, or 10th year from that standpoint. Why have you carved out an SBA lending niche?
I believe that it actually follows from the experience that I had as a business broker, where I had first been exposed to the SBA loan programs, typically working on behalf of the seller, but always helping the buyer to work their way through the application process to obtain the financing for the acquisitions. So I believe that it was a natural extension in that the skill, as I mentioned earlier, related to reading and interpreting the purchase contracts and just being sensitive to the entire deal-making process, which is often dynamic and stressful for all parties, is a true benefit.
Good. You mentioned the SBA and the new SOP. I know that we're going to have some events later on. Well, let me go ahead and plug them. On May 12th, they're going to be doing an audio conference with Coleman on how to finance Goodwill over $250,000 with SBA. And then also, I think later on, at the end of May, we're going to be doing, actually in June, we're going to be doing a Business Evaluation 101, which will be a free webinar for SBA lenders. But tell me briefly, why do we need business appraisers under the new SOP?
Over the past roughly 1 year or so, there have been a number of changes within the SBA in terms of the primary document that guides the loan process for the 7A program, wherein basically we've evolved from a situation where business appraisals were required only in rare circumstances, such as a deal involving related parties, or a loan to a business for which there was an existing loan within the previous 36 months, to the situation as per the SOP 5010-5, which required appraisals for all change of ownership loans that were in excess of $250,000. So that was a major change, and therefore the demand for business appraisals accelerated accordingly.
Scott, let me ask you one last question. If I spend my time on these upcoming events, what am I going to learn? What is it that I'm going to be walking away from the audio conference and the webinar?
Well, of course, we'll spend some time discussing the basic requirements for business appraisals within the context of change of ownership loans, and importantly, with respect to the recent cap that has been placed on the financing of Goodwill, which has led to a great deal of concern and confusion among the SBA community. I have had the privilege of being able to work closely with SBA personnel in Washington, D.C., to the point where I feel strongly that I have some very good and helpful insights.
Well, I'm gonna cut you off there. You're being a little humble. You are acting as a point person in terms of solving this problem for the industry. So I know, obviously, you and I have talked before this program, and I know your background, and I know the people you're talking to. So, without overselling the situation, I think you are able to represent the intent of SBA and the intent of where they are going, and more importantly, specifically, if we have a deal and we have Goodwill more than $250,000, you're going to be talking to us on how to structure that and how to present it so it can get financed. Is that a fair assessment of interpreting your situation?
Yes, I felt for quite some time that there has been room for improvement in the business valuation component of the SOP 50-10 document, and the SBA itself has recognized that there was a need to beef up the content there, and to their credit, they have made a number of very helpful changes during this past year and a half, and I'm confident that other changes will follow that will be perceived very positively by the lending community.